Okay. So you guys remember when I said, should you guys lower your standards to never be disappointed? What I meant was, don't be disappointed in me for showing up late all the time. You see? You see how I worked that in? See, this is the thing I wanted to tell you guys. And Suka, you will it will do you well to change your profile picture now. Suka, it has been so nice without you. Suka, you would do well. It would be better for your health if you change your profile picture. I'm just saying it's going to be bad for your health. That's all I'm saying. Now, what I was trying to tell you guys was, don't be disappointed in me. You see what I'm saying? So when I said lower your standards to not be disappointed, is what I means was, don't be disappointed in me for always showing up late. Okay, all right. How are you guys doing? Happy 2026. Yeah. Let's get it on out the way. 2026. You know what? The years don't even matter to me anymore. Once you've seen a few hundred New Years, it just gets, it's underwhelming, to say the least. It's underwhelming. What do you mean I'm a week late? Go to Naughty Corner. Go to Naughty Corner. Who told you to tell me when I need to be here? Go to Naughty Corner. I'll put you in Naughty Corner myself. Huh. Now, welcome to the show. Hello, Fionn. Yes. Trump snatching Maduro. Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything. Bad baby. It's going to be good. All right, I got to talk about it. Okay, just give me a second. Just let us get through the formalities and the pleasantries first before we get into it. All right. Okay, here we go. Bad baby. Oh, but I'm awake. That's what matters. I'm awake, and I'm happy, and I'm excited. Now let's get it on. Okay, so wait a minute. The reason I wanted to ask you guys, should you lower your standards to never be disappointed, was, oh, hold on. Wait. Did I see you guys after Christmas? Did I see you guys before Christmas? I don't know. I don't remember. God. Oh, my brain is so. Well, you know what? Just let it be. It's fine. I will get to the title later because this is, I know the darkness looks good, hence why I love it. I'm queen of the darkness. I don't like light. You guys know that. I hate light. I hate it with a passion. I don't understand how people wake up and open their curtains in the morning. Just, sunshine. I get depression when I see the sun. It's depressing. But it's only because the sun gives me, raging migraines and headaches and so on and so forth. And then my skin burns and all that kind of stuff. If you guys felt the same way I did, you would hate the sun too. Okay. Now let's begin. Hold on. Let me bring the news first because I think we should just get started. We don't need to wait for anything more. Let's just get started with let's get it on. And we're going to start with Maduro today because why not? Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now, Samael, let me know if my internet decides to be a crackhead, okay? Let me know because I don't know how she intends to act. But if she starts to act like a crackhead, please let me know by jumping into the stream and making sure you can take over while I go slap the out of my internet, okay? I'm just... All right. So, since we got that done, Maduro. Earlier today, President Trump and members of his administration held a news conference to announce their capture of the Venezuelan communist trash that we know, President Nicolas Maduro. You know, a dead commie is the best commie. Dead commies are the best commies, aren't they? So, we're not there yet, but hold on. President Trump reported that no one was murdered or killed in the strike, although I know President Trump tends to gloat when people are deleted from strikes. But that's okay. That's okay. Today he didn't get that opportunity. But anyway, he did say that no one was killed in the strike, and Maduro and his wife were taken without incident into Caracas. When asked about who would be running Venezuela, because you guys know Venezuela is a full on country that needs to be led, which it hasn't been in the most recent years, President Trump revealed that Marco Rubio and other administration members will be working with the Venezuelan people running the country until a stable, proper, non communist piece of garbage would be able to run the country. Well, and get elected, of course, because no kings, right? So the Army's Delta Force unit was credited with this guy's capture, okay? And Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, has been upgraded, promoted, if you will, to president. Ooh, sorry, guys. My contact lens is messing up. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go. Right. So Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, has been upgraded, promoted in status as president. Now, when he was asked if he or his administration notified Congress before attempting or doing this strike, conducting this strike and extradition of Maduro, President Trump replied that Congress was left out of the loop. Why? Why would you think that Congress will be left out of the loop when it comes down to what the president has to get done? Well, it was because of their tendency to leak information, talk shit online, and tell our enemies what our plans are. So, for that reason, President Trump told a white lie. It's just a simple white lie. It's not much, you know. We're just capturing foreign dignitaries and presidents. You know, that's all we're doing. It's not that big of a deal. So we didn't tell Congress about it because of their tendency to work with the enemy and be the enemy. And he could not risk exposure of any part of this mission. Now, I think that's a great thing. I personally, hey, listen, I am happy. But on the other side of the planet, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky requested that President Trump and his administration arrest and detain the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, why would you ask that? Why would you think that we are your service dogs, Ukraine? We are not your service puppy. We don't go after those who you find offensive. We don't. That's not our job. I'm sorry, Ukraine, but shut up. Now, he said that we should go after Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, after news of the Venezuelan president's capture. And a photo of the deposed Maduro was on board, as Maduro was on board of the USS Iwo Jima with a blindfold and earmuffs on his head, whilst he was also wearing a tracksuit. A tracksuit. Now tell me, why is it that communists and certain other people, Eastern Europeans, I'm talking to you, why do you guys like tracksuits so much? What is it with the tracksuit? Is that like the communist uniform tracksuits? Is that what it is? I don't know. There's just something about it. But anyway, the Venezuelan president Maduro, he was on board of a ship, the USS Iwo Jima. He was blindfolded with earmuffs on his head. And you know what the earmuffs were for, right? Right? It was to protect him from hearing all the jokes that were being said about him on board. We just wanted to make sure he didn't get his feelings hurt. That's all, because we didn't want him complaining to the UN, of course. Not only did they capture me, but they sat there and told your mama jokes through the whole voyage. Now, as for any possible future military operations in Venezuela, well, President Trump told the press that they are prepared to conduct a second wave attack. But they don't think that will be necessary as long as the new president that they just assigned, which is the vice president, you guys know what I'm talking about, as long as she acts right, as long as she doesn't become commie trash. Well, she probably is, but we'll see. We'll see. As long as she does what she's told. And I believe Delcy is a woman. Delcy is the name of a woman, right? But anyway, forgive me if I don't know if the vice president of Venezuela is a man or a woman, but Delcy sounds like a woman's name, so I'm going to call it a woman. Besides, what is a woman anyway? Nobody knows. So, as long as this vice president acts right and does what they're told, we won't have to have a second wave attack in Venezuela. We don't have to show them who's boss again. Unless. But yeah, as long as this new vice president is willing to work with us and agree to not resume Maduro's plans for the country, we'll keep the peace. Now, the aftermath of all of this. Now, I know you guys are thinking, well, Amira, does that mean that this is over? Are we good now? We're good. We can handle everything. We can pop the champagne and bring out the cake. No, not quite yet, because you guys know here on the homeland, on the home turf, people have a lot to talk about. People have a lot to say because, the Democrats obviously are all for the commie zombies. They're all for the communist garbage. They love their tracksuits. After the press conference that I'm telling you about, where Trump announced all of this, Democrats almost immediately came out in opposition of the capture of this Venezuelan piece of garbage. Of course. I mean, did we expect anything less? Now, Democrats like Representative Jim Himes, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, and socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they pushed back on the operation and for acting. The reason that they're pushing back is for acting without congressional approval. So, but President Trump doesn't need them. He doesn't need that because he was not really seeking to declare war on Venezuela. See, we don't need them to approve every single move that the president does. It's not necessary. But of course, those Democrats that I just mentioned, those four mentioned Democrats, of course, they're going to make it seem like President Trump is doing something that he has no right to do. I mean, how dare he? But President Trump doesn't need them, okay? And on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, on her X account, I'm sorry, not Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, it was Kathy Hochul's X account, which is former Twitter. She claimed that President Trump's actions were, quote unquote, a flagrant abuse of power. And then she went on to say, New York is home to a vibrant Venezuelan community, and I stand with the families here and abroad in their hopes for a better, more stable future. End quote. Now, following her comments, Hochul admitted that there were no threats against New York at the moment, and there was no threat against the Venezuelan community in New York at that moment. So what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the foreign relationships that we have going on? What does that have to do? Because these people, they often like to categorize people. They say, oh, this happened in Venezuela. Well, let me try to get the support of the Venezuelans that live here in America. What she doesn't know is that many of the Venezuelans that live here in America now, they actually like having hot water. They actually like having clean water. They actually like not having to fight for the last piece of bread, the last loaf of bread, and not stand in long lines. They like not having to eat rats. They like it. So, many of them, I would assume, are happy with this. I don't understand why. Why would she think that people who flee a country would be saddened to hear that their president that caused them so much misery is captured? Why does she think that there will be any support for people like her who are like, oh yeah, President Trump should never do something like that? Why does she think that Venezuelans would support her? I don't get it. I mean, it just baffles me. But that's what they do. That's what they do. Following her comments, she said that there was no threat against New York at the moment, but also said that New York State Police are coordinating with other law enforcement agencies to monitor the situation and to keep New Yorkers safe. What is the threat against New York? Did anybody hear any threat against New York? No? I didn't. I didn't hear it either. Well, Old Blindy, slow down, slow down. Now you see, Old Blindy, the people in Venezuela are not just eating the bugs, they are eating the rats. And I think that that is a Democrat's dream. You know what I'm saying? They dream to see us eating rodents, scavengers. They dream of that. Cockroaches. That's what they want for us. That's the future. So, of course, they're going to be sad to see the Venezuelan president be captured. Of course, that saddens them. Of course. Now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez took aim at President Trump with unproven theories and fantasies and accusations about the president's motives. So here's her words. Here we go. Her words exactly is this. It's not about drugs, because if it was, Trump wouldn't have pardoned one of the largest narco traficantes in the world last month. Okay? It's about oil and regime change, okay? And they need a trial now to pretend it wasn't, especially to distract from Epstein and skyrocketing healthcare costs. This was all just a show. Alexandria, what is a garbage disposal? What is a garbage disposal? That's what I want her to answer. What is a garbage disposal? We'll get through that one later. But illegal drug trafficking results in 300,000 US deaths per year. Per year. Now, new New York City communist mayor Zohran Mamdani, or as we like to call him, Timu Obama, the man of color, Pakistani Muslim that supports the LGBT and trans, who's also a faggot himself and a communist. So, I mean, he's just the Democrat dream now, isn't he? He's the Democrat poster child. But the new mayor, Mamdani, accused President Trump of violating international and federal laws. Rather, He's further revealing his ignorance of American laws because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. But he's revealing his ignorance of American laws and the powers of the president under the glorious, one of the best pieces of, it's a masterpiece, okay? It's the American Constitution, one of the best pieces of written material that there is on the planet. The American Constitution. There, before the American Constitution, there had never been anything like it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I think the New York mayor, Mamdani, needs to read it. He needs to read the Constitution himself so he can understand what the powers of the president are. And the president did not overstep himself. But here's some Venezuelans' thoughts on the military strike in Venezuela. Let's see what Venezuelans think. Because remember, according to the Democrats, according to the demon rats, the Venezuelans are afraid. They are afraid because President Trump is out there to get them. Remember? The Venezuelans in New York are afraid that President Trump is coming after them. Oh my. While Democrats, their voters, and the media line up to throw accusations at the president, Venezuelans all over the world are celebrating. They are popping bottles in the club, throwing money, making it rain, bad baby it up. They are having the time of their lives. They are throwing dead rats at every single Venezuelan flag that they see. They are burning Venezuelan flags in the streets. Do you guys see the disconnect? The absolute disconnect. For those people trying to come after President Trump and saying, we stand with Venezuela. Venezuela is like, F you. You love Venezuela so much, take your ass over there and live there. See how it is. Why do you think there's so many fleeing? Why? What, you think they just needed a change of scenery? Let's see what Venezuelans are saying. Many of them have posted videos dancing, saying, thank you, President Trump, for the successful attack on that communist piece of garbage. A dead commie is the best commie. That is what they're saying. They literally said, we are free. We are all happy. The dictatorship has fallen, and we finally have a free country. When Maduro and his wife, his little wifey, arrived at the Brooklyn Detention Center, they were greeted with applause and chanting, okay? They were greeted, down with the dictator, down with the dictator. Shame, shame, shame on you. And F you, you dirty scumbag. Many Venezuelans in New York celebrated in Times Square of all places, because if you want to show the world how you feel, you take your tail down to Times Square, because that is a place that you show the world how you feel. And anybody who's anybody knows that if you go to Times Square and you broadcast yourself, you're going to get attention. Venezuelans have taken their tails down to Times Square to celebrate Maduro's capture and thanking President Trump to combat the anti-war activists. Okay? And that all descended on the middle of Times Square to condemn. They were saying, here's the anti-war activists. They come over there and they're saying, oh, we're coming down to Times Square too. While there are people celebrating in the middle of Times Square, these anti-war activists bring their stinky, bright-colored haired, nipples everywhere having, hair on the underpits, hair, all of this, hair, everywhere hair. They bring their hairy, stinky, tail down, okay? And virgin, remember, virgin, very virgin. Well, the boys are virgin, the girls are whores. You know, it's kind of in reverse. It's in reverse, but you know, hey, It's not my crew. Those aren't my people. That's not my style. They're not my people. So I don't know how it works, but you can smell them. You can smell them coming from a mile away. I mean, all right. So anyway, where was I? I'm sorry. The smell got me distracted. They brought themselves down to Times Square to confront the Venezuelans who were in Times Square celebrating, to come and tell them, hey, Venezuelans, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Communism is the way to go. I wish I was in your shoes. Okay? You are celebrating President Trump for doing a bad thing. Why can't you get it through your heads? We are your saviors. Anyway, a whole war almost descended on Times Square because of this conflict of interest, conflict of ideologies, I guess you could say. And it's not really an ideology. I really do think that George Soros and the like buy these people, give them money, and send them down, because I have yet to believe that there are people so low IQ. I can't believe that there are people with IQs the same numbers as, oh, I don't know, room temperature, or the same numbers as the age they were when they were in high school. I can't believe that there's people with IQ numbers that low that they really believe that communism is the way. I refuse to believe it. I really do. I refuse. I'm starting to get to the point where I believe it's just all bought and paid for. It has to be bought and paid for, because I'll be damned if you're going to tell me that I got to get out there and fight. The only reason that these people, that a lot of the people who actually believe this stuff, the only reason that they believe it or semi believe it is because they haven't seen it with their own eyes. They are too young to understand. They're too unread, too unstudied, too ignorant, and possibly just lazy, because in their minds, they're like, oh, I don't have to work. I don't have to work hard. I can get everything paid for by the government. I can get free healthcare. Let me tell you something about this free healthcare. I got to tell you guys something about this really quickly. I'm going to share a story with you guys just really quickly. I know it's a little bit of a, turn, but I'll bring you back to Maduro in a second. Let me tell you something about this free healthcare. Just right now, there was a story in Canada. You guys know Canada, right? Canada, the place where they say, oh, free healthcare, universal healthcare. Watch this. There is a man in Edmonton, who died in a hospital waiting area. He was begging for help, lying on the floor, and was repeatedly told to move away, move back. Now, this man waited for 8 hours, more than 8 hours. He was waiting with severe chest pain, talking about his vision being blurred. He didn't feel good. His blood pressure was 210 above some kind of 100 number. His blood pressure was through the roof, and they made him wait. They gave him a Tylenol and told him to sit his tail down. And guess what he did as a Canadian? He said, sorry. And he sat there for 8 hours, and he cried, and he begged the people to take him first. Take me first. I'm in danger here. Something is not right. He died. He died on the floor in that hospital. And do you know why? Because that is what universal health care gets you. Dead. You sit there and you're waiting. You sit there and you wait for everybody else. Because when you take that type of healthcare system where everybody gets equal, everybody is equal, you sit on a list. You sit on a list and you wait. And then you wait. And guess what? Then you die. You lay down on the floor and away you go. This man was survived by his wife and 3 children, ages 3, 10, and 14. His children were 3, 10, and 14, and he is no longer there. That's what the universal healthcare system gets you. Waiting, lines, and getting told to shut the F up and sit down. And all you can do as a Canadian, sorry. Sorry. And you telling me that we need to bring that crap here? Why? No, 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 no. I'm. We're good. We're good. Anyway, back to the story. When they were interviewed by news outlets, a Venezuelan named Augusto Mailet gave his thoughts on President Trump and leftist activists. And he said, and I quote, "We are so grateful to President Trump for arresting Maduro. We have been seeing too many deaths, too many arrests, and too much drug trafficking. These people have no idea what they're talking about the activists that were standing right behind him, screaming while he was trying to give an interview. This Venezuelan man giving the truth to the American media was interrupted by activists, the anti-war activists. They were standing behind him, interrupting him while he is telling them, these people have no idea what they're talking about. I am in total disagreement with them. I don't understand what they are protesting." End quote. That was the end of his quote. He doesn't understand what the hell they are protesting. Welcome to America, Venezuelan. Welcome to America. I hope you see and see well, because I hope you choose right when it's time for you to begin voting. If you're going to get asylum and you're going to get citizenship here, vote right. Look at what you're seeing, observe it, and vote right. Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, does not share her fellow Venezuelans' appreciation for President Trump's strike. She held a press conference and demanded the release and return of President Maduro and his lovely wifey. And she called his capture a Zionist tint. Zionist. Because the new president of Venezuela, which is the vice president of Venezuela, reportedly fled to Russia following her demand of Maduro's return. Now she has fled to Russia. I mean, listen, guys, that should tell you enough in itself. That should tell you enough. What do you, oh, you called that Zidjazilage, did you? I don't know. I hope they don't put Maduro on trial in the woke courts of New York. Oh man. Yes, exactly. The anti-war activists. Oh, free Palestine. Yeah. Go to Palestine and say, go to Palestine with your colored hair. Go to Palestine. Go to Palestine. Go to Palestine with your rainbow flag. Go to Palestine. Go to Palestine. Go to Palestine. That is the most accepting place for you. That is the place where you belong. Go to Palestine. That needs to be a song. Go to Palestine. The new vacation spot. Send them to Mississippi. Mississippi. All right, I'll give you guys some more news. Give me a sec. Oh, this is feeling good. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? Okay. Speaking of Russia, let's talk about Russia for a little bit. President Putin. Sorry, guys, hold on. Okay, here we go. The Russian president, Vladimir Putin, he spent a $500,000 hit on his reported personal enemy, Denis Kapustin, who is a Russian rebel currently fighting for Ukraine. Okay, so he put a $500,000 hit on this person, Denis Kapuskin. Now, this person is fighting for Ukraine. And when news spread through the Kremlin that Kapuskin had been killed in a drone strike on December the 27th, Vladimir Putin paid the money. He paid the money out to the person, unaware that the money actually went straight to Ukraine. The guy was never dead. Not only that, but it was revealed that Kapustin is very much alive via a video released by Ukraine's military intelligence on New Year's Day. Happy New Year's Day gift to Russia. Come on, Vladimir. Of all people, you would think that the king of the KGB would be a little bit smarter and ask for proof of death. Like, are you serious? He must be getting old. He must be getting old because anybody who puts a hit on somebody, you're going to say, if I'm going to pay you this money, I need proof of death. I need a newspaper with today's date on it, and I need his head on a swivel. Don't ask me how I know. I don't. I heard about it in a book. But you need proof. You don't just pay the money. You would think of all people, KGB King is falling for a trick. This was a trick. Oh man. Oh, Putin, you have really disappointed. You've really disappointed me. Now, speaking of someone else, Gavin Newsom, right? Gavin Newsom. You guys know this is the guy that they are grooming currently to be the president of these United States. See, Gavin Newsom has been on his knees for the Democrats since he was a baby. This guy was born into this, okay? Thinking about this. Nancy Pelosi being your aunt, of course, okay? Gavin Newsom. He was undercut by a district judge. Now, let me tell you why. I want to tell you guys a story, okay? Guys, gather around. Let's hear a story, shall we? In this landmark ruling in the Mirabelli v. Olson court decision. Okay, now if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, look it up. Mirabelli v. Olson. Now, in this court decision, U.S. District Court Judge named Roger Benitez, he confirmed the constitutional rights of California parents. Okay, he's basically saying, listen, I want to tell you guys a story, kids. There once was a time, a long, long time ago, that California parents didn't have rights. But now, come the modern age, in Mirabelli v. Olson, we are giving California parents back their effing rights. And they're getting it back and some. In 2024, Gavin Newsom, governor of California, Gavin Newsom, he signed a law that hid the gender identity of minors from their parents. But two teachers, Elizabeth Mirabelli and Lori Ann West, refused to obey Escondido Schools District's order to use the chosen names and pronouns of their students without informing their parents, because that was a way to undercut parents, right? You send your child to school named Lucas, right? He is not called Lucas at school. He's called Lucia. At school, they call your son Lucia. And at home, he's Lucas. And they don't have to tell you a damn thing. That is what Gavin Newsom wanted. He wanted California schools to be able to do whatever the hell they wanted with the kids through those hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. He wanted to have full control over kids through that time. And to hell what the parents think. But here we go. Thanks to two teachers, Mirabelli and Lori Ann West, refusing to obey and saying, we will not hide that from their parents. If the children are trying to be called different things or saying that their gender is different from what it is, we are going to notify the parents and inform them and see their view on it. Now, this was all brought to the court because, of course, that's what we do in America, isn't it? This was brought before a judge. This judge is Roger Benitez, and he ruled that Gavin Newsom's secrecy rules violated the 14th Amendment. Not only the 14th Amendment, the 14th Amendment of parents and the First Amendment rights of teachers. His ruling permanently dismantled that absolutely ludicrous law. Guys, beautiful. End of story. And they all lived happily ever after. Now, I am happy. Listen, I am very happy because I remember when we were talking about that last year, or it was 2024, which was now 2 years ago. But I remember when we were talking about that, and I was so pissed about it. I remember I think I threw the laptop, didn't I? I threw something. But hey, today's a new day. It's a new year. And your lioness is with good cheer. Now, I'll give you guys another story. All right. This is another story. Now, a lot of you guys might be upset by this story, but I'll tell it to you anyway. On December the 28th, the police called Major Jason Mills. They called him on the phone. His name is Jason Mills, and they informed him that his and his wife's home was set ablaze. It was set on fire. In addition, his car was vandalized with anti-military and anti-presidential or anti-Trump rhetoric, while he and his wife were out of town with their 10-month-old daughter. This man named Jason Mills, who is a major in the military, he goes on vacation with him and his wife and their little daughter. They go for vacation. They're out of town for a little bit. And they get a call on December the 28th. And that's what was told to them, that their house was set ablaze and their car was vandalized and there was anti-military and anti-Trump rhetoric written and vandalized all over his property. Fire officials discovered that two separate fires were purposely set inside of the home. His car was marked with the words, pardon my French, fuck Trump and fuck you, spaceman. Unfortunately, the family cat was killed in the house fire. The family cat was named Marley. The family cat Marley was killed in the house fire. Now, at this moment, the police have taken a man into custody after he was found in possession of items taken from Jason Mills' home. But at this moment, the investigation is still ongoing. But think about this. That was on December the 28th. This man was out of town with his young family, and you get a call like that. And all because you decided to serve your nation and to be in the military, to serve your country, and to be a decent person. And for that, your house was vandalized. And because you support the president, or even if you don't support the president, people say if you're in the military, you're following the president's orders and so on and so forth, you're his attack dog. Just for being a decent human being, this person lost a home, he lost his car, and remember, he didn't just lose his home. They have a young baby, and his young family is in the streets for now because of it. This is the state of America. We have people who are in the streets protesting Venezuelans for their communist president being arrested. You have people protesting Venezuelans for being happy about that. And then you have Americans attacking other Americans because they love their country and they're trying to be decent Americans. This is not a person who is out there raping, killing people for no reason, stabbing, doing anything. This is not a person who is out there selling drugs. This is a person who decided to give his life to his nation. And that is the thanks that he gets. And then we wonder why subscriptions into the Army or the Navy are so low. We wonder. They are trying to deter any American from wanting to be proud of being American. You guys remember what I told you? That at my home, I have American flags in my yard or in the front, you could say in the front area. And because of the way my home is set up, there is a main street all the way at the bottom of my driveway. So we have a long driveway, and right at the end, we have our mailbox, we have fences, we have blah, blah, blah. And right there, we have American flags. Doop, 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 because we're proud. We love America. Someone came and turned my American flags upside down. And my mind is, are they trying to say that America is in distress? Or are there people trying to show me that I should be hating America? Who knows what it was for? But don't touch my flags. Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. But it's just, this is what I'm talking about. This is the reason why I say love for your country, love for America. There's people out there who are Americans, full born Americans, who have never seen any other country but America, and they hate people who love the country that they were born in. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Let me see if I have anything else for you guys. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's all I have in the news so far. Thank you, Larry, very much for helping me get the latest on that news. I appreciate it very, very much. I appreciate it. Oh, that's so bright. I cannot see. Okay, there it is. Okay. He says, set up a camera. We don't, I mean, listen, that area all the way down the driveway is not, it's, we have cameras coming up, but down at that area down, what's the point? It's just so far away from the actual home. It's so far away from the actual house that it's like, But anyway, Samael says, one of my former neighbor's flag was stolen right off of the pole in broad daylight a few years ago. Yeah. I get it. Minnesota daycare money laundering. Okay, so if you guys want to talk about it, I will give it to you. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. I'm down. All right, hold on. Somalia. Somalian daycare. Somalis. Oh man, it's a Somali. Oh, hot tamale. It's a Somali. These people are getting it and getting it good. Now, here it is. Okay. All right. Wait. Because stupid CNN is out there trying to defend this absolute garbage, this stinky Somali garbage. People are out there trying to defend it. Now, hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me see if I can get a good article on this. Hold on. Oh, all right. Oh, hot tamale. It's a Somali. This week, the Trump administration dispatched federal officers to Minnesota amid renewed concerns over fraud. Now, as we guys, we already know. Listen. From the beginning, okay, from the beginning, Somalians are known for being scamming, just not very. Listen, I'm sorry, Somalis. If anybody is Somali here, check your people. Check your people. They're making you look bad. They're making you look bad out there because I'm telling you, Minnesota, just the fact that they even elected, what's her name, guys? What the hell is her name? The one who married her brother. What the fuck is her name? I can never remember it. Guys, give it to me. What the hell is her name? The freaking Somali that married her brother, the ugly one, the one who's now she's dating a white guy. Oh, Ilhan Omar. Yeah, that chick. Listen, the fact that they even let a Somali like that, a cheating, slimy, scammy, brother marrying piece of garbage woman, and they let that chick. And listen, just the fact that you see that Minnesota has been taken over by absolute garbage Somalis. Hey, Minnesotans, you guys got to get your state back. You guys got to get your state back. That look is looking bad. Is looking bad. They're eating the ducks. They're eating the squirrels. They're marrying their brothers. They're marrying them. They're marrying their brothers. Be careful. Be careful. Oh my God. They're coming for you. But anyway, okay. Minnesota had renewed concerns over fraud. The deployment of the federal officers comes after right-wing influencer Nick Shirley posted a video on YouTube last week claiming without proof, they always have to say that daycare centers operated by Somalis. Ooh, hot tamale, it's a Somali. All right, listen. This right-wing influencer, Nick Shirley, after posting his video last week talking about daycares that are run by Somalis in Minneapolis, had misappropriated more than $100 million in funds. President Trump sent the federal officers out there. Okay, he dispatched federal officers out there. Okay, now in response, FBI Director Kash Patel wrote on X his agency was already investigating that. He already knew. And he even said, and I quote, "This is just the tip of a very large iceberg, a very large, stinky brother marrying iceberg." Oh, hot tamale, it's a Somali. Oh my God, I can't. All right. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, they're all on it. Okay. And they posted a video yesterday of Minnesota being absolutely raided. Just raided. Just you guys remember John Cena? You can't see me. Listen, that's Minnesota right now. The ICE agents are like, you can't see. Listen, there was all right. Let me calm myself down. I'm sorry. Whew. All right. So the Department of Homeland Security is just out there, just boots on the ground, just busting in doors, raiding places, and oh my gosh. And people are like, there's just gonna come a time when Americans are just gonna get so fed up, and it's not gonna matter what color you are. Nothing's gonna protect you. Nothing's gonna protect you because it's just your religion. I mean, just if you're a woman, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get it. So anyway, but federal prosecutors said earlier this month that they are investigating some $9 billion worth of fraud. Okay, and this is after investigating over a dozen Medicaid funded programs in Minnesota. And we all know that the majority of these stinky brother marrying Somalis, they come here and they jump right on the dole. You guys know that. They come here and they jump right on the welfare system. And I just don't understand how. It's just, there are full on neighborhoods of Somalis, okay? Somalis, all stinking up apartment buildings living together. And having baby after baby after baby, and they all are on welfare, all on welfare. Listen, no, Neil, that's the thing. Somalia's reputation for dishonesty is so bad that even the Nigerian princes, you know, the prince of Nigeria, the one that calls me every week, the one who he tells me that I could be his queen. Listen, if times get hard, I'm going to marry the Nigerian prince. But anyway, even the Nigerian prince is trying to take some pointers from the Somalians. That's how bad their reputation has gotten. Listen, we can't trust them. Don't trust them as far as you can throw them. Don't trust them as far as you can smell them. I'm sorry. Don't trust them as far as you can smell them. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to hell. Okay, all right, here we go. So anyway, here we go. In the video, this right winger, they have to announce that, oh, he's a right winger. Listen, he has common sense, so he's going to be labeled a right winger. This person with common sense, he visits several daycare centers, okay, and some of them appear to be closed, and some of them are just like really rotten places, broke down, and blah blah blah. And anyway, and some turn him away when he asked to see the children. He is like, oh, this is a daycare, where are the kids? And you know what they say, oh, we don't speak English, we know. No, sorry, that's Chinese accent. Oof, how do the Somalis talk? I don't know. Just think of the nearest Somali accent. And they you guys know, they wear the hijab, they wear the scarf, and then they have the phone stuck in the ear, and they drive around like that. Yeah, it's crazy work. But they get mad when people say, well, if this is a daycare, where's the children? They get turned away, they slam the door in their faces, and they get mad and they turn them away. So, and he took it as proof to say, like, hey, these daycares are not real. This isn't real. You guys are scamming the government, the American government. Now, of course, there's going to be people on the left who are defending this. And my thing is, like, why do you guys defend everything that's just garbage? Why can't you guys on the left find something decent to defend? Why is it that everything dirty, corrupt, garbage, stinky, and brother marrying, why is it that you gotta always stand next to it? It's like flies, you know what I mean? Like, anytime that there's a pile of shit, here they come to defend it. Oh, well, we're gonna stand next to this pile of manure and we're gonna defend it with our lives. Why can't you defend something that has some value? Huh? No. Anyway, but that's not what they're gonna do. But anyway, some of them do not look like your standard daycares. A lot of them have like windows that are blacked out, and these are places that are not family friendly, okay? But then again, when you're marrying your brother, how family friendly are you? It might be a little bit too family friendly. No, not the brother. All right. All right. And it looks like, listen, it looks like some of the places are not taking care of children. All right. A couple of them have been closed for a very long time. And it's kind of obvious because, there's holes in the walls. The windows are broken, rats everywhere, stuff like that is happening. And they're actually still trying to defend these broke down buildings saying, no, these are really daycares. Like these are real places where people come in the morning and drop their kid. This is where people get up in the morning, 5 o'clock or bright and early, and drop their children off right here to this broke down building with the rats and the holes in the walls and the door that's broken down and the broken windows and the blacked out curtains. And yeah, because that's where people leave their children in the morning, because that's where they're safest while mommy and daddy go out and hunt. Really? Oh, hot tamale. It's a Somali. Oh my God. Listen, there's no Somali hate. It's not Somali hate if it's true. Listen, I'm just saying it's not Somali hate if it's true. And from my observations, it's true. It is true. Your Honor, I object. Why do you object? Because it's devastating to my case. Overruled. Good job. I just can't. It's devastating to my case. All right. So anyway, no, it says funny how kids start coming in after the exposure. Seriously. After these places were exposed, it is true, all of a sudden people started bringing children into random places, and they started changing the addresses of those so-called daycares and saying, oh, we just didn't update the address. And then they started taking them to other places and bringing in children. Yeah. We really need to. I'm just so glad that we have the administration that we have now. You know what I mean? I'm really happy. I'm so grateful that President Trump is in office. I really am. Because listen, we all know that if it were another demon rat in office right now, we wouldn't know nothing about what I'm talking about right now. We wouldn't know anything. We would still be sitting here talking about Kamala because that would be the only thing that we would see. We wouldn't know anything because Kamala, listen, if this woman was elected, can you imagine if this woman actually became the president of the free world? Oh, okay. If she were elected, we wouldn't see her. We wouldn't see her husband. We wouldn't see nothing. We wouldn't see her legs in the air no more. We wouldn't see nothing. We wouldn't. We wouldn't know anything. That's her. Having Kamala would have been a nightmare. I know. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just so happy that we have, because everything, all of this fraud stuff, all of these, take care of the immigrants, take care of the migrants. They're not, all that stuff is being exposed for what it actually is. It's just scamming. And that's the reason why the demon rats are so hell-bent on defending and standing next, because their money is tied in with it too. On a bigger level, but no, nonetheless, still tied in. Kamala wanted some daycare scam money. Listen, not only that, majority of Somalians, when they come to this country, they all get on welfare. They all get on Medicare. They all put their kids, and every time they have another kid, they get more and more money. They marry their family members in order to get them into this country. And the one that they actually elected to be in politics is a main example of them marrying their family members. She married her brother. They put the main scammer of Minnesota up in front of the world. And then when her stuff was exposed, then they're like, oh, don't say anything about that. That's racist. Is it? Heck out of here. And half the people talking about, oh, well, Trump is a king. Trump is doing whatever he wants. Well, guess what? You know what? When Trump is going after people who are actually causing real damage to people, like Maduro, I would rather have that. I would rather, and I bet you, had it been Kamala who did it, they'd be like, yeah, okay, okay. But because it's Trump, is oh, you can't do that. Shut up. Shut up. Just go sit down somewhere. Ugh, these people. All right, anyway. I am so happy. No, no BTK. No, listen. We never see Kamala's earrings because she uses her heels as earrings. We never see them. I'm going to let you guys go because I'm going to go ahead and go hunting. I am in the mood for a good hunt right now. So I'm going to go hunting. I will let you guys go. Funny now, they still call him a king while the judges continue to block his every move. And that's another thing. He's a king that is still being subject to the rules and saying, okay, he's still following the rules. And then they're still calling him a king. I'm like, listen, they really wanted to see a king. They should have said that about Obama. Obama was the one really out there doing whatever the hell he wanted to, whenever he wanted to. If they really wanted to be fair, Obama would have been the one. Oh, I know, Samael. I know. I am happy. I am happy, Samael. I'm very happy. Mostly peaceful, mostly peaceful arsonist. Sorry. It wasn't that long ago that the Democrats were criticizing Trump for not doing anything about Maduro. Oh, was that so? I mean, the same thing happened with COVID too. I mean, anytime he tried to do something about it, then they were like, "Oh, you can't do that." And then when he didn't do anything, they're like, "Oh, well, Trump isn't doing anything about COVID." So he tried to get a vaccine out. I know the vaccine is quite controversial, I know, but nonetheless, I'm talking about the whole back and forth that they were doing with him. It was, yeah, Obama made a hellhole. No, Obama wasn't a king, he was their god. I thought the king was Big Mike. Big Mike. All right, I'll let you guys go now then. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for chilling with me, and I will see you all on the next one. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, no, no. Take it. Where is he? I'm gonna put him in the naughty corner right now. Go to the naughty corner. Go to the naughty corner again until you change your profile picture. We are beefing. We are beefing. Hi, Aaron. Nice to see you, Aaron. I hope you made something nice today. Aaron is so sweet. She actually tolerates me being misogynistic to her, so I appreciate her. She's a good sport about it. All right, then. I'll let you all go. Thank you for hanging out. And is there anybody else who wants to talk? I'm just what? No, 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 no. We're not taking baths with toasters today. Okay? We're not doing that. I'm going for a hunt, and you guys can't come. You guys can't come. Did you hear about the Dems who, out of concern that Trump wants to be a king, are relocating to the Netherlands, a country ruled by a king? The jokes write themselves. They just do. Hi, Libra. Hi, Libra. Hello, Awad. Assalamu alaikum. You made pasta? Oh, I love pasta. I made pasta like 4 days ago. All right, then. I will let you all go. Yeah, I'll be quiet now. And yes, we can go ahead and have a bath with the toaster.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
Thank you. And with that, I yield my time. Good night.